Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kaykov Podcast with my co-host, Mr. Boris. We have Mrs. Esther, a.k.a. Mommy Aren. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for being here.
I'm curious to see how her life took her to this position here now.
Absolutely.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Where you came from? How? What?
It started on the dark streets of Dushanbe. No, I came here. My family came here when I was 4 years old. I have two older brothers.
Oh, wow, so you're like a true American.
True American, but very traditional household. So my parents, they really made sure that we stay close to the household, the values, the Judaism, everything. Very, very old school, traditional family. Boris knows my family.
Absolutely.
And very poor beginnings. You know, my parents struggled a lot. And I personally grew up very much like a daddy's girl.
Okay.
My father had very big dreams when he came to this country. He always said, like, this is the land of opportunity, especially New York. Здесь можно подняться. You can really make it here. You just have to have a dream and a hustle. And I really grew up under his wing. In what sense? You know, we were struggling, and he always kind of tried to teach us that, you know, there are a lot of ways to make it here, and there's a lot of easy ways to make it here, meaning like dishonest ways. There's a lot of opportunities for that as well. And my father had this thing where he always made sure, because we saw how some people were coming up too. Like we were struggling. Some people were really coming up quickly. And whether it was, you know, I'm not going to underline who was doing it or what, but whether it was like the pharmacy business or just jewelry and maybe doing something a little bit sneaky on the jewelry aspect.
Quick hustle or long hustle?
Exactly. So he showed us, like, listen, the party always ends. Don't do it the quick way. Get smart, read books, get educated, because in this country, you can really do it all. And even though, you know, I say this because it really brings me to where I am today. My father's no longer with us. And a lot of what I do is because I know that he had this crazy potential. He was very smart. He was an innovator. And I really grew up under his wing, always watching him, kind of just trying to see him try to make it. And it was not through easy work. He always did like the dirty work, the delivery jobs. He worked at Pizza Hut at some point, delivering, teaching my brothers how to do it, how to do what's right.
And my father also delivered lipioshki for
had
5 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, it was just to feed us at that point.
Yeah.
During that time, that was the true struggle. And I think that we have an advantage as kids of immigrants because we saw that struggle ourselves. And even though I was a girl, I was surrounded by boys, cousins. All my cousins were boys. And I had very much like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. I want to work just as hard.
The tomboy.
The tomboy, yeah. And I was very competitive because of that. My brothers, if they was shoveling snow, I was the one crying, like, why can't I go? And my dad is like, kudate lezish, like, it's not for you, you know, like, whatever. But I earned my way, basically, in that sense. And I was always smart. I was always book smart. I always liked to read.
You like school?
I did okay in school. I wouldn't say I liked it. It just didn't come as a struggle to me. I wish I applied myself more now that I look back, because as an adult, you see your potential a lot more.
Yeah,
like working in the hospital.
I think everybody has that kryptonite where when you grow up already, like, shoot, I should have went that extra.
Man, the way I tear my hair out now, telling my kids the same thing that my parents told me. My dad used to tell me all the time, do something crazy, and I went for nursing. They won't listen. Okay. You got to learn on your own. You got to learn on your own.
Was that a choice of passion, or was that a quick choice of just get that out of my hair?
Listen, I always liked helping people. My mom is a nurse. I watched her doing it. I truly thought at that age that this was good money. When I was younger, when I was in college, everybody was kind of doing it. I was going by the follower. You know, I was following what everyone was saying. You need to get married. This is a great job for a woman.
Yeah.
You're going to work 3 days a week. You're going to be off 4. I literally did not really think about it myself. I just went and did what the herd was doing. That's the honest truth. So when I went into the field, it was a great job. Everything was fine. It's hard work. It's dirty work, especially if you work in a hospital. But that's slowly where I started to see, like, you know, like I could have done better for myself. I could have really done better. After my dad passed away, I just didn't want to be around sickness no more. It was just very, very triggering, especially if I saw cancer patients. And slowly I left that field, and I started like a paperwork kind of journey when it comes to nursing. And it's very tedious work. I didn't like it. Like, there's no passion behind it. You know, I have a loud personality. It was just not for me, basically. And then comes, you know, COVID. COVID hit.
Okay.
So now we were all working remotely because of COVID. You know, I'm giving you a little bit of a compressed version, but also with context. Yeah. And when COVID hit, I remember my husband was now officially home. The kids were home. I mean, it was madness. I think everybody. I have 3 kids. At that time, my kids were really small, the 2 younger ones.
Do you feel She's talking so fast, like I can't even.
Go ahead.
Process
You
it.
can, you can interrupt.
I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah.
Do you feel now, even though you said that you should have applied yourself more, but as a mother, do you feel now that thank God that I chose this profession because you're home more and you're able to be interactive with your kids?
I made it work for myself. I'll say it like that. When I was in the hospital, was not interacting with my kids. I didn't want to be touched. It's much harder than people make it seem to be. God bless the people that still do it. It's very, very difficult work. I was on a heavy unit too. Maybe that's what it was. I was on a very heavy cardiac unit, very heavy sick people.
I'll tell you, as a man, like I work like a dog, but my wife is a teacher, even though the money is not great. But
she's home with the kids,
home
exactly.
With the kids, and
Yes.
even though I'm with them as well, but I know the mother is kind of more. She could
100%.
A mother at the end of the day is a mother.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to know.
I'm very blessed that I found the job that I have right now. That's why I don't leave, because it's remote and it gives me 100% opportunity to be around my kids all the time. Like if they get a phone call, I can go pick them up. My job is really good with that. They give me the leniency of as long as you get your work done, like we don't really care what time you do it. But I'm very grateful. To answer your question, I am grateful. I'm a little more ambitious maybe as a woman than most. It's not all about the money. I just personally feel like I can do more. I can do better. And my husband said, if you don't quit your job, if you want to do this shit, because I don't understand it, but if you want to do it, do it. But I really want you to still stay committed to the kids. I'm your first priority, more than anything. He tells me that straight up.
Selfish because of that?
No, not at all. Because listen, at the end of the day, what are we doing all this for? Our kids, our parents did not have the opportunity to hang out with us because they were in survival mode. We're not in survival mode.
Yeah.
There is no reason to not be with your own kids as a woman. Now, I know that it's very difficult over here for a lot of people that we want to live a certain way. Man and woman, especially in New York City, we have to work. 37% tax rate over here. It's very difficult for a man to take on for himself. I will tell you like this. During COVID, my husband, sadly, his business BLM destroyed it. We'll start there. They destroyed his business and he could not really recover that business back. There was a time in our marriage where I had to really pick up the pace, which is why I say like Hashem really moves things special.
Yeah.
And this is where the whole hustle with TikTok started. At that time, I just started TikTok. I was just doing it for fun.
During COVID.
And when my husband's business was struggling a little bit, he was still working, but I felt like, I want to help. I want to try to, contribute. This is when I started really, I turned it on and I said, how the hell do I monetize this? Because I see people doing it and I'm not worse than anybody else on here.
Correct.
I was scrolling I could do this. These lip syncs, I could kill this.
Yeah.
I grew up doing this without TikTok, So I started doing it and then I started really Googling. I started searching, how do I, and I'm telling you what I found was it was not going to be easy. Like it says, you got to get viral. You got to have this much followers. You got to enter these programs. But it was a slow process that turned into something because for those times that I did overtime as a nurse during COVID, just to help out my husband, can I fucking tell you, I developed such a respect for men. Feeding myself is one thing. Feeding maybe even two people is another thing.
The whole family.
Feeding the family on a regular basis, every day. I was to my husband, after 2 months, I'm tired. He's like, he's like, what'd you think this was? And I'm like,
Welcome to the gang.
This is, and I say this because it needs to be said. Women have a very difficult role. It is not easy. Having children, raising them, being pregnant. But I can tell you right now, men do not have it any easier. To always get up, and I always look at my husband and I'm like, no matter how tired he is, if he's sick, not sick, he got shit dripping from his nose. He's like, and I'm how are you doing that? I'm like, how are you cutting people's hair? And your whole face is red. They don't say nothing to you. He's like, I should deal it. I don't got a day off. I'm the owner. Yeah. I have to be here. I have to show up. I got 3 kids to feed. So that alone gave me such a perspective of, what? This is not easy. This is not easy work. I'm going to try to do it for now. But that is your position as the provider, as the soul. I will be here to help. But that really gave me a beautiful perspective of, what, this got to be 50-50 in that aspect. I do my work as a mother, as a woman.
Yes.
But that gave me also, and I think it helped our Shalom Bayit a lot, because once I really tasted it myself, I realized, listen, your role is just as important, and I should really be your peace when you come home.
Quick question.
Things should be ready for you.
When did you guys meet? How old were you?
I was 21.
I'll tell you why, because I have a similar with my wife. Even though I was with her, I was 18, she was 16, she came straight out of Israel, blah, 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 blah. But we have the same mentality. My wife knows that when she was in a crossroad she's also very smart, Stony Brook, then went to St. John's. But then when we sat down and I think we just got married and she's like, should I take it this way or this way? I was like, listen, There will be times where you're going to have to be a mother, where I'm not going to be home. And she picked the role as well of, you know what, I'm going to be the one that's going to be dedicated to the family. I'm going to bring a little piece home, which is, I'm talking about a little bit of money, but I will have security for our insurance. I'll have somewhat of a retirement plan, and the rest is up to you. And I told her, yo, this is how we're going to play it. And I feel like the same way that what you went through with your husband is that she was always secure with a job.
Yeah.
But that job, probably insurance and a car payment. But she took care of the family inside out. And I had to hustle like crazy. 3 years before the pandemic, I was about to buy a restaurant. And I'm thinking what to do. Thank God I didn't buy the restaurant because I would have been fucked. At that time, Sticks was selling. And then somehow I fell into and stumbled into learning the whole business of
Food industry.
the food industry and stuff like that. That shit is fucking, the stores are always cold. I'm wearing 3 layers in the summer. I'm wearing 6 layers in the winter. 12 hours a day, the same thing. I'm sick, I'm aching, I must be there.
Yep.
But I knew I could always lean back on her and say, listen, handle the family, handle this, handle that. So it's very cool that a lot of women need to
Understand that.
To understand that. And it's not because you're being suppressed, I feel, right? It's
No, not at all.
It's just the more you're able to understand the full circle of life, I think the much easier the marriage is.
Listen, and we also did the math. At some point, we did have a nanny, especially when I was in the hospital.
We also.
Yeah, we had a nanny, and it was just like, my husband was kind of like, listen, I understand you want the help, but think about it. Like, look at the math. You're getting paid to pay the nanny. It's the same money. Wouldn't you
probably
rather
gotta be
do it
more at
yourself?
loss because you have to feed another person. You have
Exactly. And it was not only that, like, at the end of the day, my kids want mom, you know, I come home like feeling like, yo, I'm taking care of people in the hospital. And I'm not taking care of my own family at the end of the day.
that shit skips. Like, how old are your kids?
So my oldest is 13. We just had bar mitzvah, and the little ones are 6 and 7. But it runs. It like
runs.
flies.
Definitely
My
runs.
daughter's about to be bar mitzvah in January. My middle one is 9. The youngest one just turned 5. And I'm looking at my daughter. I'm like, holy shit, she's becoming a woman. And I'm like, I was speaking to my wife this morning. I'm like, yo, she's wearing bras and that. I'm like, is that okay? Like,
You know,
that?
Dad is about to have a rude awakening.
She's like, she's becoming she's going to be 12. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
She's like, so it's very bugged out. Very
It is.
bugged out.
It's very.
I think it's very important, like in the household, the values and where the woman is standing, where the man is standing. If they both understand this, that's very
I
important.
still forget the phone call. Yo, speak to your kids. And when I'm screaming, everybody's like a soldier.
That's the way it should be. I believe. I'm an old school. When I look at my kids, I mean, the way that our fathers, parents,
100%. My dad only had to look at me.
That's it. That's it.
That
I'm
was a
done.
wrap.
Even though he never touched me,
100%. Same
but
thing.
the look killed me.
Same thing.
I got my ass waxed, boy.
Yo, I did not get my ass waxed. I waxed my kids' asses, and sometimes my mom was like, "What are you doing? We didn't raise you like that." I'm like, "How the fuck did you guys do this without like messing us up?" I don't understand. I don't have the patience my parents had. My dad didn't even scream. You know, he didn't have to raise his voice. He just had to look at us, and I'd be like,
That's
"Oh
it.
shit."
I think it comes from the mother. Like, she makes him like.
100%.
Yes,
my
I
mom
agree.
traumatized us around my
Yeah,
dad.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just stop.
Yeah. Father's gonna come. That's it.
So that's why my wife, I think she did that as well, because when daddy's on the phone, everybody's like, yo, boy, you better go take a shower, go take your melatonin. Tomorrow you got school. But Abba, nah, man, now.
But you need that. You see?
100%. I agree.
Take it from someone that's like in this political world, I mean, you guys see it, but just talking to these liberals, talking to these people, I mean, they're lost. They're lost. This is exactly why they have all these problems. The women want to be men. They act masculine. The men are completely emasculated. You see it in the movies. They try to normalize it too. They're trying to normalize like a woman cheating, like she's finding herself now because the husband was busy working.
Bullshit.
It's really ass backwards, and it's very important that we keep our kids like aligned in this aspect.
I agree.
And even though I had this like personal feeling, this was my personal opinion, I felt that public schools make you more well-rounded. We went to public school. I was very pro. After October 7th, I mean, I took my own kids out of public school. I said, no, we can't have this anymore. Because at the end of the day, forget about the indoctrination. I thought it would be enough teaching my kids at home, like what's what. But I can tell you right now, like this mindset, this selfishness, it really pushes.
Honestly, I want to be. So I just moved out east, like deep east, and it's very different in public schools there. They're very
Long Island, it's a little bit different.
It's not like here. You pick the curriculum. They share everything with you.
Well, you're paying for it over there because
Paying for it.
technically the taxes will cover.
My daughter was she went to a blue ribbon school. She passed the test. because of the beautiful teachers in Shalom Daycare. Hey, incredible daycare.
Incredible, yes.
They take their job so seriously. Not that I'm promoting it. It's just all three of my kids banged that out. And I feel like the way they take care of kids is amazing.
No, I've been through a lot of daycares. I could say Shalom Daycare. They
Shalom,
have an
be
amazing
prepared
program.
to give 10%.
That's
Or be on the podcast.
boy, and my Venmo is Mommy RN88. Just
Yeah, Leo and Boris and Roxy and all them, they took
no,
over
they're
that.
awesome.
But so my daughter passed the test.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave us the 3 schools to pick, blah, blah, blah. So she went. I took him out of school after the whole situation where they interpreted the whole, I don't want to, same-sex marriages and all that. That was already being part of the curriculum. So I took him out and I put him, I have mixed feelings into Silverstein, which is supposed to be the top yeshiva.
We have a very, very similar situation. I also put my son in Silverstein and ripped him right out. Okay.
So no help, no nothing.
Yeah.
You're paying that. I put both of my kids. Now, there was that thing 1 year, so they lost all their additional help for the kids.
Yes.
And they just threw these kids out to the wolves, said, listen, we don't have it, do whatever you want. So I felt when I took him out of yeshiva that my daughter lost the strive and the potential that she had in public school. That's when we made the decision to move out east. I was like, listen, I can't afford the houses in Roslyn, Great Neck. So let's keep until we stop and we figure out where it is. So I think there's beautiful and great public schools that really take the value and influence.
Outside of New York City, absolutely.
So
Agreed.
I wanted to just tell you that I disagree with you. I think the 5 boroughs and where this whole bullshit is happening, it's happening. But if you take them to other states, my sister lives in PA. Over there, they don't take none of that shit. Yo.
Yeah, because these are red. Yeah, I know. I understand. Their values are still exactly Republican and conservative.
You're marrying this.
100%.
This must be done that way. And the same Audis, the deeper you go, the more the family.
Yeah, you have to do what works for you. Listen, if I was in Long Island, my sister-in-law did the same exact thing. They moved out there. The kids are very happy. They moved into all nice, school system that's public. It's still considered.
For yeshivas and your kids have come out dumber than they went in there.
Yeah, but
Not all yeshivas. You had a bad experience. I had the same experience. I'm sorry to badmouth Silverstein. I'm sorry. They were going through a transition when I had my son in there. Handled things very poorly. I was very disappointed in them. I took my kid out. Put him back into public school, by the way. Put him right back in. And sadly, that happened with him, but I did find a much better school, a much better option for my 2 younger kids, which is what I made the decision.
Where I live.
Good. That's the way it should be.
And
That's important.
But that's basically the point, right? You still have this Judaic thing around them. Like at the end of the day, you got the values.
It might not be the Sephardi, but Jewish is being Jewish. It doesn't matter how the values come. And all that, I think, comes from the house anyway.
100%.
There must be a Shabbat dinner. There must be this, lighting of the candles. I think the explaining, you're not going to get into detail how Abraham became into the light, but they need to know about Abraham.
The roots are very important.
And then I think as they get older, if they're more hungrier, you push them towards that way. But the early values of being Jewish, I think, comes from the house. My wife is Israeli, and I don't know the amount of stories they know because everything is surrounded by Judaism over there. But so I don't know. I thought it was just, I saw your anger towards the public schools in New York.
Only specifically within New York City.
Yeah, so
meaning not touching Long Island, not touching the outer city. New York City public schools, sadly, the Board of Education, I mean, just from what I saw, the curriculum, it's basically the same across the board. And it's like what you said. They promote the stuff on the same side. I remember my oldest, Ari, was in 2nd grade when this happened. And he just came, it was outside of the school. I was picking him up like a regular day. I didn't have my other 2 kids yet. He's like, Mom, why does Ethan have 2 dads? I didn't know what to say to him. I didn't know how to explain this to him. I'm like, don't worry about it. Ethan's mom looks like a man. I'm like, it's okay. Well, we don't stare. What else am I supposed to tell him? So my kid believed that Ethan had,
Or they come to you and my daughter also, the oldest one, comes up to my mommy and says, is Abba your first husband or second husband? You're like, what the fuck? My mommy's like, I only love one. I've only had one husband and he's the love of my life. I've been with him since I'm 18 years old. You're like, they already engraved to them that it's normal to be divorced, it's normal to have options and all that shit.
Especially at the new shows that they do on Netflix and all those things. Are you kidding? They incorporate
on purpose
all of these things so to show that to the society of the world that this is normal, which is not.
The hospital is also like a mafia. So you're not in the business of really helping people feel better. I think nurses are very overworked. The way the systems are set up, just nurses are getting the brunt of the abuse.
Okay.
You know, you have residents and interns walking around. They don't know what they're doing, if I'm being honest with you. And it's a lot of it falls on the MDs, the nurse practitioners, the nurses. For any field, in the medical field especially, while it's ideal for a woman in the sense of like 3 days on, 4 days off, amazing benefits. That in and of itself, the benefits aspect, when you're thinking about a city like New York and how healthcare is in America, the insurance part is important. Like, I'm still at my job for a reason. Okay. A lot of people are like, oh, if she was so successful, why the hell is she still a nurse? Listen, that's my hustle. I have no problem working myself into the ground, but it's because insurance is a big factor here. I have 3 children. Exactly. Like, these things are something that I already invested into in my career. I don't want to just let that go. Social media is not consistent at the end of the day. Yeah. Tomorrow I get banned. Where is it going to go? That's it. It's over.
You shit out of it.
Exactly. I don't want to do that to myself. I'm tying both my hands.
Do you recommend this for females or males, or it doesn't matter?
I recommend that people volunteer or shadow somebody before they get into any field. This is something that I kind of didn't do. I should have done it. Like even something funny. I'll tell you guys like this. I had no idea how sensitive I was to smells until I started working in the hospital. And you know how unprofessional that is? Like, I'm smart, I know what I'm doing, but I'm standing in the room, doctor's talking to a patient, her wound, I'm talking, like, I can't even, there's no oxygen in the room. And I'm standing there, and I'm just like,
So you're sensitive more to the smell than the
and the
blood?
doctor's like, can you fuck off? Like, this is, I don't need this shit in here.
What about the blood?
I can see the more disgusting, the better. I've been packing a wound inside up to here in the back. And I was like, this is fascinating. I can't see the front of my hand. Mind you, one of the guys that was in the clinical, he passed out. He couldn't handle it.
Does that still happen?
Absolutely. Especially men during childbirth. I've seen it all. Yeah. And they
I was scared to do that. I didn't look.
We had some guy pass out.
All of my kids.
No.
I look at all my kids.
I had some guy pass out because of
the
C-section fucked him
doesn't
up.
hurt
This
me.
one guy was like,
the
on zillion style. He got green.
I went like this.
I was fascinated. I was like, wow, yo, you saw how they're cutting this bitch? And I was like, oh, that's your wife. My bad, bro. He passed out. He fell on the ground.
I cut the cord also for one of my kids.
You're fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You gotta be involved.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I was with her. I was holding.
But it's scary.
Just my daughter.
My youngest one was born smack down during the pandemic, where he was
Oh,
born,
wow,
and
wow.
then they were about to throw her in the tents. You know, the LIJ University. So she came home early after the C-section because he turned. So she didn't decide to go to the tent. So I was with her. They didn't let me back in. So even on my last son's birth certificate, as the father, I have to go to the town and put myself there. All my other kids I'm listed as a father. But because after that, I wasn't able to come in. But I think this was her the biggest struggle with the last one, because he was all my kids are like a little heavy,
Chunky.
Yeah, this one was like a David and Goliath, and I'll show you the pictures. He's 5, but he looks like he's a fucking bear. And when I tried to peek in, because we were nervous, she was a little bit earlier than the usual. Then all my kids, the days the doctor said they were born. He was a week, I think 12 days earlier. But she's like, can you check what's going on? She's like, I don't feel nothing, because I guess they numb you or something like that.
Yeah.
And I went like this. I think he's coming out. And she's like, okay, don't look, dude, because you're going to get fucked up. So
yeah, man, it's scary. Yo, smells was the only thing that I couldn't handle. I could see anything. I could see the grosser the better. But that's why I thought that I would be a great nurse for this aspect. I like helping people. But you know what I discovered about myself?
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with you, I felt myself more talking to the patients, talking to their families. I was like the number one advocate for these patients. Yeah. So they had a problem with their insurance company. I'm like, yo, I got you. Don't worry about it. This was where my personality shined through, where I made the patient feel calmer.
Relax.
And you know, this is just I was like, you know what? I like making these people feel better more than anything else, because the system itself is broken.
Yeah.
All we're doing is to describe, it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Every morning the doctor comes, how was it? I'm like, it didn't do nothing for her. A, B, and C, she was vomiting. Okay, we're going to try this brand. Okay, we're going to try this brand. And the more, I'm that kind of person. I looked at things very deep, and I was like, what's going on over here? This system is all broken. You guys aren't in the business of helping these people feel better. These are all Band-Aids. You're all getting your premiums from Big Pharma, basically.
That's exactly.
The most eye-opening thing was when there's this thing called Press Ganey scores. Think of it as a review, okay? We go to Yelp reviews when we look at a restaurant, right? We want 4.3, 4.4. Hospitals are businesses. They started looking at Press Ganey reviews. I hope I don't get fucking sued for saying this, but fuck it, whatever. Press Ganey scores are like reviews. They give them to the patients. And what they saw in the reviews was that most people would complain about their pain control. They would say, oh, when I wanted pain medicine, it was too late. They only gave it to me once every 4 hours. Of course they're going to say that. It's a hospital. People want to be comfortable all the time or whatever. So what did the hospitals do? They made this decision, and this is my experience personally. They saw all of these Press Ganey scores. How do we make this like a 5-star resort, this hotel? I mean, this hospital. How do we make it like even more inviting? They changed a lot of their guidelines around how they prescribe pain medicine, okay? There was times I was on the unit and I was getting report from the previous nurse and I'm like, why are we giving her morphine for headaches? What's going on over here? Oh, we want to keep them comfortable. They created an entire drug epidemic. We had patients coming back into the hospital drug seeking.
Yeah.
Normal people that are like, and some of them knew the system where they would look directly in my eyes like this, especially, I'm not going to say which culture, but they would come in and they would be like, I got chest pain. And I'd be like to the doctor,
by your voice, we already know.
She's full of shit, yeah. I got chest pain. And I'd be like to the doctor, she's fucking lying. Look at her. And I know that shit if I see it.
I think in LA there was that incident where, the population of homeless there is very big. A lot of them have exposed wounds from narcotics injection and stuff like that. Of course. So they will rotate from hospital to hospital.
We call them frequent flyers.
Oh, okay.
This is like a very known thing. And I would tell the doctor, and the doctor is like, shut your fucking mouth, because you can't prove she doesn't have pain. It's my license. It's my liability. We don't care. Give it to her.
Hold up. Isn't there a structural test that you have to do every time?
When it comes to pain, no. But here's what happened. Here's the best thing. These problems started happening, right? Now the hospital's like, okay, we got our scores. Managers got their bonuses. Everybody got their bonuses. Наши reviews поднялись. We are now a 5-star hospital. Okay? В шоколаде. Now they made it the complete opposite. You had a C-section? 2 Percocets are enough for you. We don't want to create an epidemic. So now the people that really need it, they're like, are you fucking crazy? I just had my...
because of the whole lawsuit from...
It was because of the epidemic that they steered even further. They made the drug epidemic worse. This is one of those things that is not discussed at all.
The Oxy... Not the
the Purdue family. Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't they get sued for like $400 billion or something?
Of course, because they paid off people to say this is not addictive at all, which it's absolute lie. It's absolute lie. This is part of the reason why we had a drug epidemic as well. But this is all these things. It's like the people in charge know how bad it is for the public, but they don't care because it's money, it's profits. It's profits over anything. And when I worked in the hospital, I don't regret anything, because now I just tell people, don't ever leave your family member side. You must advocate for them the entire time. You're surrounded by idiots. When I had my own C-section, I don't care what kind of a bitch it made me. I said, I want the anesthesiologist doing my shit, because they walked in.
That's what my wife said that.
We have a resident doing it. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. I have one spine. And I've seen some shit. I'm not saying this to be cute. I've seen a pregnant woman. The way she jumped up. Oops. No, there's no oops here. That's lifelong damage. And because this is a teaching hospital, I have to be okay with you practicing on me. Practice on a fucking cadaver. I have one spine. And I tell people all the time, you must advocate for yourself.
So during the pandemic with my son, they also said the same thing. And my wife had to wait 4.5 hours because he was so busy. There was one...
chief anesthesiologist attending, and he has a bunch of minions. And I know that this is like, some people are going to listen to this and be like, wow, that's fucked up, because how else are people supposed to learn? This is a teaching hospital at the end of the day. I agree with you. How else can people learn? Me personally, because of what I've seen, I'm not going to take that risk. Not with the incompetence that I've seen.
So how did you end up this? You told us that you did a little research, how to become this whole TikTok. And obviously you're very smart, so you're educated. How did you choose the field that you want to, be a comedian? I don't know. What do you consider
I think I think it just kind of happened.
She found her calling.
Yeah.
Kamala.
How is it that you picked?
I think this is just something that kind of happens with time. You just
because you really sound like her. So was it like a practice in the mirror?
It was really it was an accident. I did a video and somebody said, "Hey, for a second there, you sounded like Kamala Harris." And I always kind of like mimicked people. Like, when we're growing up, you do movies. You just
But
shooting
your
the
brothers
shit.
also mimic. So it's in their blood.
We have it in the family. Like we really have it in the family.
Yes, I agree.
I can tell you right now, like Khanda, like my aunts do this in Israel. Like they're actual actors, and my grandmother's a famous singer. I mean, we got genes in the family with that. Like when it comes to hearing, and mimicking and all that stuff. Nothing on a professional level, like from my perspective. Maybe the ones that are in Israel, yes, of course, they're singers, actors, they're professional, but. For me, when I started doing it, I never even dreamed I was going to do impersonations. I was doing straight lip syncs from the get-go because I was like, this is what I'm good at. I know how to open my mouth the right time. I can get the breath. I was making them perfect. Like, that was my shtick. If it's not perfect, I ain't posting it. The virality came with the lip syncs, like it started to get more and more viral. Then somebody said to me, "You kind of sound like Kamala Harris," and I hated her. I say this openly on all my interviews. I didn't like her.
At a 90% level of being right.
Yeah, and so
Well, you didn't just post right away. Did you like take it around the family, send it to the cousins? Do you guys?
I did post right away. I'm very like unfiltered. It's difficult because when you're on social media, you're going to get a lot of people telling you what's funny and what's not. I think the key is you do what you think is funny and you continue doing it. Once you start listening to people, it starts to creep into your hustle. This is where people make mistakes.
Correct.
Even now, some people are like, "Yo, the Kamala stuff is getting old." I'm like, "Shut your mouth! Like you don't understand what you're talking about. I can take on the world with the impression because it's still very lucrative.
Correct. Okay.
The money tells me otherwise. If you're telling me you're sick of it, you can keep scrolling. But if I'm going to be stupid and listen to every single person, I'm not. I'm going to get nowhere."
Is there somewhat of a piggy bank on that whole situation, or how does it work when it comes down to with this? Is it
Depending on the platform.
She's doing TikTok. Is there like because of the advertising that goes on your videos? Is it how does
he means like where does the money come from? Like
Yeah,
what's the
like,
monetization?
what's the
So it comes from like every different corner. It depends on what you want to focus on. And I'll tell you, there's views to take into account. So views, they monetize pretty well if you're going viral. And every single platform has its own program. So YouTube pays out very well. They're probably one of the highest payouts. They have a very good ad program.
Did you get a YouTube plaque yet or no?
I actually was supposed to. I'm way past the 100K already. I'm at 162,000 subscribers. And because of a guideline violation, they wouldn't send it to me.
What does that mean?
It means that I spoke about the Democrats in a negative way.
Did you get banned?
I didn't get banned. It was just
At
a
all?
violation. If you have any violations, you will not get a plaque, sadly. I'm supposed to have one on my wall right now, but it's okay.
Yo, you think we're gonna get one?
You can. Why not? You have to just keep staying consistent.
Correct.
It's really consistency is the game here.
Absolutely.
There's a market for everybody, and that's what people don't want to do. You said like the younger generation that's listening. You know how many people called me asking me how to get this started?
Okay.
And I sat and I give it to them, and I'm not a gatekeeper. I tell them like, there's no secrets here. You just got to work at it. You got to keep doing it. You're gonna eat shit for at least a couple of years.
Correct.
Nobody gets paid out in the beginning at all. Nobody, no matter who you are. And there's still people out that are pretty famous that you would think they're making millions. They're not. It's very hard to actually secure something for yourself on here. So there are different ways.
So you started on TikTok first or Instagram?
I started on TikTok first.
Okay.
And the one mistake I did was that I didn't start right away everywhere because you should be. Once you have a platform, you got to kind of spread it out because every single platform has a different community. Like my YouTube, that's my boomers. That's my 50-plus-year-olds. They're not really on social media. They love me. That's my veterans. That's my and that's really its separate own community. Like I shoot the shit with them, and I'm like, this is a totally different world. TikTok, totally different world.
Do we have a TikTok?
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah, and you cross promote and you cross post, and you'd be surprised. You're gonna get different flavor from
Correct.
every single audience that you build. So that's number one that I would say people should. You have to branch out immediately and grow.
How did your husband feel about this?
I love this question. So in the beginning, if I'm being honest with you, it was kind of more like, you're not going to get nowhere with this. Like, what are you doing,
Like a
bitch?
true Baharian.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. What are you wasting your time for?
Yeah, listen, part of it was, but he's also the kind of person, he knows, like, if I want something, I'm not going to stop.
done.
I will keep going. And he said, listen, если ты можешь раскрутиться, go for it. But, like I told you from the beginning of the show, he said, as long as I stay your priority, me and the kids, and you're not quitting your job, if you can guarantee me these three things, you could do whatever you
How
want.
do your kids feel?
I mean-
You're a celebrity in the community.
There's no negativity around it. I feel like I kind of showed my son, like, consistency, anything is possible, because he also had his friends telling him stuff like, yo, your mom's on TikTok, it's so gay. But then it turned into like, yo, who's gay now, bro? Like, are you kidding me? Like, she went to Mar-A-Lago, she went here, she went there. And I always tell him, I'm like, Ari, there's going to be haters and everything. This is a great learning experience for him,
I
too.
love haters.
And yeah, honestly, they give me the fuel that I love.
Absolutely.
I really, it's all, like I said, I've been competitive all my life. They give me a push. Every single person that laughed at me down the line has eventually called me for a promotion or like, begging for scraps.
Or down
exactly.
low, put the hearty emoji in there, like, yo.
Every single
you funny
one.
as fuck.
Every single one. I'm the kind of, I'm a Cancer too. I'm very like, I hold grudges, and I won't
Me too.
verbally like, whatever, but inside
Inside
here,
your head, of course.
You-
I'm
gonna
a Leo,
keep-
so I don't know if it's a Cancer thing or a Leo thing. I remember
Maybe.
shit from like 20 years ago.
yeah, me too.
Nah, I forgive and forget.
No, yeah, my
Like that.
husband's
Life
Leo,
goes
he
on.
forgives
I
and
think
forgets,
it's
but
because you're more closer to God than I am.
But listen, that's the way you have to be that way sometimes, because you're going to see who your supporters are, and you want to see. There's people that are watching you that really praying for you to fail. And the only reason they do that, it's not because of me, it's because of them. Because they convince themselves that this is impossible. There's no way you can do this. There's no way. And this goes across the board for anything. I'm sure they looked at this jeweler and said, yo, you're not. And I'll tell you guys right now. So we're going to go back a little bit, because you said monetization, right? You talked about money. There's a kid that and I call him kid. He's only 21. The shit that he has already accomplished on TikTok, and I always say, like, that's why I don't look at age. He hit me up, and I've been working with him for a couple of months now. He taught me about the live game. So even me, someone that was in this.
What is that? What is a live game?
Like going live.
Going live.
Oh, okay.
And how absolutely lucrative it is. And I was like, I can't believe I haven't done this in 6 years.
Is that the thing that I saw something live with that Israeli singer where they call people randomly and stuff like that? Is that it?
Well, I'm doing lives differently, but I mean, just going live in general. There's a lot of people that like stream, right? They're talking to the audience.
So what do you do?
So I go live. Sometimes I stay in character as Kamala Harris, but it's political debates with random people.
Okay.
And then it also like took its own turn. Now I got like all these Pakistani fans.
I saw a couple of it. I'm like, what the fuck?
So like
it's the same thing as that the Cali guy does. So they call random. I think there's an app for that, right?
Well, I do it on TikTok Live, but there are Omegle. You're probably talking about Omegle,
so
yes.
What he does, like, they call random people, I guess, right? And then
it just randomly connects you to a random person online that's also using the app. It's wild.
So he asks them, like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Turkey. He's like, oh, Turkey? You like music? Yeah. So he knows songs.
I love that guy. Yeah.
Yo,
you see that content? You see how specific it is? You know how much money he probably gets? It's very specific. He's awesome.
You heard about this? So he sings a song in Turkish, and then the fucking Turkish bug the fuck out. What? You know how to talk to? He's like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I live in L.A., but I am from Israel, and I'm Jewish. They're like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
You Jewish?
He's literally bringing the world together, because after he does that, only then they look at him like, yo, he's respecting the culture. He likes the music. They actually give him that look. Like, if he starts with, I'm Jewish, they hang up on you. They curse you out.
Correct,
you understand?
correct.
So
smart approach.
That's a very fun approach, that content, and that's why it's doing really well.
Motherfuckers there with, like, the flag. I hate this. He's like, oh, yeah, let me sing you a song. You know this song? Pa, 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 pa. Like, what? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know this song? He's like, yeah. Da, 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 da. And then they break it down, and you see him having, like, a 10.
He connects to them through music. Like
Exactly.
I'm going to put you on that live.
Oh, sure. When you said you were about to a 21-year-old kid.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So this kid was like, listen, I've been watching you for a little while. He's like, you're huge on TikTok. You got 500,000 followers. He's like, but you are not utilizing it like to the best of your ability. He's like, I'm sure you make money. He's like, but there's a whole nother world out there.
Course.
So to answer your question, it is such a lucrative field going online.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. To anyone who's listening, but no matter where you get into, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the sweat. You have to be okay with posting something cringe. And you also have to be okay with not making money right away. You have to build towards something. And like I said, you have to stay consistent. Posting once a week here, once a week there, it's just not going to do nothing for nobody. If you have a passion, you have a drive, and if you have like content that's worth listening to, and it could be anything. I always tell people, yo, there is a market for everything. I know mukbangers making millions. Do you know about this?
No.
These people that eat on camera like animals.
My daughter is so into that shit.
I'm telling you, there's an ASMR aspect to it. I can't stand seafood. I don't eat it at all. I don't like sushi. And I watch them like this, and Zima's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, I don't know.
Too, because I sat down with my daughter.
Yes.
But they make the weird noise too.
Yeah, they're slurping, and I hate that.
I hate that shit. When my daughter does that when we
Do you know these people do you know how much brand deals these people get with the food that they like eat? And they also get PR packages sent to them. They have millions of followers. So I tell everyone, I'm telling you guys, there is a market.
Even the gaming industry
for everything.
Insane.
Yeah, there's people gaming on TikTok Live. There's everybody. So the Pakistanis, they're on TikTok Live just begging for money. And I'm over here to like, yo, make me laugh. Do something. Like, you want me to send you something? Do something. Like, please send me visa. And I'm like, I'm not sending you no visa, просто так. So they ask me for stuff, and I do the Kamala Harris thing. So because it's funny, I'm like, come to the border. I'm going to get you in. And they believe it. They think I'm Kamala Harris. But that's just me. I'm just trolling. That's like for good content. It's just for a good time, whatever. But it's very lucrative, this entire world. I wish I could do more. If there was more hours in the day, if I'm being honest, you can make a bag every day. Like right now, I go live every single day. And you're entertaining people are throwing money. And this kid really, really, really cracked the code, because I couldn't do it when I was doing it by myself. Even with the following, I'm like, what is this shit? It's like детский сад. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm doing. I barely got people in my room. yeah, maybe I'm making them laugh or whatever, but nobody's really sending. Like there are strategies here that are being applied by big people. Gary Vee is on live all the time. I see him on the live on TikTok. I'm like, yo, and I've watched him. Like, he's one of the first people that I started listening to. He's one of my first inspirations. Post what you want. Stop paying attention to what everybody says.
Correct.
There was a time where I didn't even answer any DMs for like 6 months straight. What are you doing? So many people had an opinion. You just have to continue doing it, especially because it was political. A lot of our Baharians didn't understand it, like the old
Correct.
school people. Now they call me like, oh, я так люблю еще болтать. Только поменьше фак говори. I'm like, okay. But yo, they came around. They love it.
course,
My
man.
grandmothers, they love it.
Is there a script involved with any of this stuff? No, just like
No,
raw.
I improvise it because for me that's just how I roll.
Yeah.
If
How does your mom look at this? She's good.
she loves
She's cool?
it. She's always been very supportive because she's always like, go for it. We have a very like talented
How do
family.
you think your father will take it?
My father would love it. You know, he would really love it. This is just something that when I think about it, I'm like, man, I wish he was, because he was so political. He used to always say, like, "Ебанутая страна, we got to stay firm over here. You got like these people, crazy people." He used to always say it like this. Before it even happened, he said, like, yo, you have to stay close to the roots because you're going to see this country. It's going to go really south. And the people that are going to come in and take over are going to come in based on their suicidal empathy. And even though it's years later, decade later, he was on the money. He like saw it as we came here.
Did you ever think about like doing an actual comic show?
You know, I thought about it, my brother. I don't know if it would be political. If it would be political, I don't know if the Baharians would really understand it.
It doesn't have to be only Baharians.
Well, it doesn't. It could be for anybody, but I think the sky's the limit. I was thinking Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You got to dream big. You got to dream big.
Like, maybe there's a lot of foundations that Baharians are involved with, all kindness and all that. Do you ever feel that we could do something together and do a comedy show? It doesn't have to be. You're very big, and the proceeds will go half towards any foundation you like. And
If it's for charity, why not?
And you get the experience of being live on the actual stage, and that might take you somewhere else. Is that a
Sky's the limit. I wouldn't mind it at all, especially if we did it for our community. I think it would be beautiful. We have a lot of talent in this community, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of talented people. It's funny. I personally think, and it's not because I think the Jews are better or whatever, but we have so much untapped talent. And it's simply because I feel like we come from such a struggle and we have such a strong history, like a very rich history, especially like Jewish people. We've gone through so much trauma. Like I feel like so many Jewish people are funny, and it's such a underrated thing. Like nobody in Germany is funny because they fucking killed all the funny
Baharians
people.
Got Talent. You want to do something like that?
Baharians
like
Got
a show.
Talent, like a talent show? Absolutely.
Why does it have
Oh,
to be
yeah.
Baharian?
Well, if she said community, that's why I'm mentioning it. I mean, we can do anybody, but
Did you ever think of that? Did you ever like imagine that happening to you after all this success?
Why not? I really personally feel like I'm nowhere even tapped into where I could be. Like, yeah, I've seen success. I went mainstream, but I've met people that are in the industry. There's so much more that can be done.
Let me ask you.
Not even from a greedy perspective. Just
you were invited
yeah,
to the Trump, what was that?
Mar-A-Lago. Yeah.
Mar-A-Lago. How did that happen? Did you hear about
So
this?
Mar-a-Lago, yeah, I never actually told you guys would be the exclusive to get this story.
Nice.
So Mar-a-Lago was, first of all, I manifested this. You would be surprised. Like I remember sitting on COVID, and you can ask Dima about this shit, by the way, because he made me mad. That's where the manifestation came from. But we were sitting outside. It was warm outside. I remember we were having a drink. He was already like 2 months in, like not working. It was like really hitting us. Like, yo, I can't believe like we're locked down. And the social media stuff started really taking off. And we were talking about this. And I told him like, yo, I was already a little tipsy too. So I was like, listen.
What's your preferred drink? Tequila?
Yeah. Yeah, tequila.
So raw.
I like it straight with like lemon. That's it.
My
And
type of girl.
so I was sitting there and I'm like, yo, I'm going to be chilling one day in Mar-a-Lago with Trump. And he started like
No
cracking
fucking
up.
way.
Like he starts laughing and I'm like, what? You don't
too
think
much,
I can make
too many
it?
to drinks.
And he's like, ты тоже гусей не гоняй. And I was like, I promise you I'm going to get there. And I'm very like, I love and I hate that about myself. If someone tells me I can't do something, I go on a freaking mission in my
Breaking
mind. Like
walls.
I'm going to show you that I can. And even if you don't react the way I want you to react, like I did it for myself. So I really imagined myself in Mar-a-Lago. Did I think that it was actually going to happen? Maybe, maybe not. But I had this visual of myself there. And this car dealer, he's a luxury car dealer. He was following me for a long time. And I just get a random DM one day in my messages. And he's like, hey, listen, I've been following you for a long time. I'm very close friends with Trump. A lot of his team know you. Like, his Secret Service follow you.
What?
Yeah, and I met his Secret Service guy that follows me there. He's like, it's about fucking time you got here. He's like, he's gonna love this. And I couldn't even believe the levels that I reached. I didn't, you don't know who's following you. You just don't know. I have 1 million across the board, all my platforms.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm like, I'm a member over here. Trump is one of my boys. Like, I'm a member at Mar-A-Lago. He throws this ridiculous bash every single year for Halloween. I'm going to come as Biden this year. I have the best people on my team. I need the best fucking Kamala in the country. You're going to come.
Wow.
All expenses paid. And at first I was like, you guys have to understand. A lot of these offers are bullshit. Sometimes it's just, in the wind. I can't even tell you how many times I've been disappointed. Nobody, like Howard Stern, they called me, no follow through. Kill Tony called me. I have his number. I was supposed to be on Kill Tony. We couldn't find a date for me to go to Vegas. It didn't happen. So there are so many heartbreaking moments I had too. Like, I was excited for Kill Tony. I was literally flying on clouds. And that disappointment, it really breaks you because you're like, fuck, like this was supposed to be it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get too excited. I told nobody. That was the secret change that I did. Anytime you tell somebody something,
It's like my mother.
it's the energy just gets shot down by it.
My mom's like, damshin.
Yo, they're 100% right.
Yeah,
Anything you
I
don't
agree.
utter, nobody can destroy.
I agree.
Now I'm just totally different with the way I move. I don't talk about nothing until it's done.
Correct.
Until it's done, I don't say
I
anything.
tell you that
That is something that is very true. You know how many times I've spoken about it, even to a person.
And
that
you thought it was 100%.
contracts were signed.
Yes. False.
Sorry, something happened. And I'm like, how? It's not possible. Like, how did this happen? But whatever, back to this guy. His name was Sean. Great guy, by the way. Just really, really sweet guy. And I was terrified to even tell Dima. So for months, I had to keep this inside. And I'm not that kind of person. I can't keep that shit inside. I can't keep shit inside for anything. Like, my friends will tell me, like, yo, but don't say nothing to your husband. I'm like, nah, yo, you crazy, bro? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm like, Dima, you won't fucking believe what's going on in that house right now. I can't keep it to myself. And he called me, and I told Dima about it. Dima was like,
I heard this before.
he's like, okay, listen, don't get too excited. I know how you get. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm sure it's real. Like, I'm sure he didn't buy it whatsoever. The closer we came to the date, the more I didn't believe it. I was like messaging the guy. I'm like, yo, you sure this is the real deal? Like, are you sure? Are you like, he's like, like, damn, like, yes, I'm 100% sure. Like, this is going to be a whole thing. You're going to be here for a couple of days. We got to get it ready. We're going to have like a little script. I want to do a little mini show for him.
So
He's
you
going to
were
love
in
it.
front and doing the show?
So we were in front of him. It wasn't like on a stage.
When you're going to do the show now, what you did, you're going to have to speak it in Kamala's voice.
It was really just me, like, laughing and cackling. I mean, he loved it. He was like pointing. He's like, "Oh my God, look at this shit! It's great." It's like these are the fucking people I'm gonna beat when I run for office. So I was able to talk to him. When we got there, it wasn't until Dima had like a cigar in his hand, like top shelf whiskey, and we're on the balcony of Mar-A-Lago, and he looked at me. And Dima, you know how Dima is. You know him personally. He's just not that kind of person. He don't blow smoke up nobody's ass. He's very like, when you do it, then come talk to me. He's not gonna be like, yo. And he stood there and he looked at me. He's like, yo, honestly. He's like, this is a fucking accomplishment. He's like, I give you props. And only when we were there did I really feel it. Like, yo,
What was
I can't
the skit?
believe.
Can you like give us the skit?
The skit was a mess. The people I was with, it was a disaster. If I'm being honest with you, we just, like I said, we improvised it. It was just, the look was the act.
Yeah.
We had the Biden tripping all over himself. We had the Jean-Pierre, the bitch with the mop on her head. And we had Jill Biden. We had Dima was Secret Service, unwillingly. We were like, we need a job for him because he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to be like left out. So the guy gave him like a flagpole. Dima caused a lot of problems that night, guys.
No way.
First of all, we dressed him as Secret Service. He has the shades, he has a flag pin, and I got him like from the Amazon earpiece.
Yeah.
Secret Service came up to me. They're like, "Who's this fucking Russian taking videos and pictures?" And Dima was like this all around. He's like, "Bля, это пиздец." Instead of look where we are. And I was told, like, don't take videos and pictures like that because he's still running for the election.
Right.
The security was on another level. And Dima is just out here taking vantage points, from the balcony. You know how Baharians are. Yeah. People are like, don't go upstairs. Dima's like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't listening to nobody. I want to see this whole place, And he was on the balcony, and Secret Service already came up to me. They're like, who's the Russian with the camera? Like, who is he? Like, he can't be impersonating Secret Service. I'm like, he's not. It's a Halloween party. So they're like, nah, you got to tell him to chill with the pictures and whatever. I told him, I was like, because of you, we're never going to get invited back here. Like, I knew I should have never brought you. But thank God it was a very fun night. We did like this really funny, entrance for him, basically, for Trump. We did a funny entrance. Dima was on my side as well. It was just an experience. It was a good time. I was cackling. And we stole the show. The whole night, everyone had like this costume. There was a Statue of Liberty. I mean, it's Halloween for rich people, okay? So very high end.
So you had to use the voice to introduce you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I did the whole shebang. I did the whole voice. I mean, they all loved it. All of them were pro-Trump, obviously. These are people that were his close friends. This was a really, really exclusive party, too.
You said you met Trump. Can you do the voice, how you came up to him and like, hey, you're...
Don, you know I'm going to take that election, right? You know that it's going to be me and you, but this country is mine. And Joe shit himself again. When I started talking about Joe shitting himself, that's when he left. So it was really good.
How was he as a person?
He is so humble. Honestly, you see him from a different perspective. First of all, he was controlling the music the entire night. I found that to be so,
really.
He had an iPad in front of him. Every time a song ended, people are talking to him. People are coming up to him. He was with his father-in-law the entire time. His mother-in-law died like a couple of months after that. So I remember he was sitting with Melania. Melania is drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
This woman is like 57. I was staring at her more than anything else. Like, just, she's flawless, perfect skin, class act, gorgeous woman. Just really
a quiet in real life
just a stunning class act. Very supportive. He's very protective of her. They had extra Secret Service apparently because she was there. I didn't see his kids.
Oh, his kids were.
His kids were. Yeah, they were working and whatnot. It was pre-election.
Yeah.
But Melania is gorgeous. He's very humble. Everybody there had nothing but good things to say about him. Everybody there was like, we really hope he wins. I even told him, I was like, we're going to win, right? I said that in Kamala's voice. I said, we're going to win. And he's like, listen, I hope so. He's like, with your help, maybe. And listen, he did it. This guy is like my hero in a different way. He's such an inspiration. He just does not give up. This guy really, really got beat down hard.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it. I think we were lucky to even see this in our lifetime.
Yeah. I thought there for a minute that he's going to just crawl into the shell.
We're trying to find ways.
I've never seen a resilience like that. Like, he did. Like, listen, he earned it back with the whole crypto shit. Like, I'll tell you, a lot of people that are against what he's doing with crypto, I'm like, after what they did to him, what do you expect him and his family to do? They got to get that back. They got to enrich themselves now at this point. I feel like after what they put him and that family through, they have that mentality. I was like, fuck this. We're not going to play ball anymore with these people. They don't play fair. They don't play this.
He was honest throughout the whole time. Even when he was with the Clinton, when they were, he's like, listen, these laws are made up for everybody. He's like,
that was the moment. That's the moment that he secured the election for himself, because
he's like, you're doing the same shit, but you're trying to fucking hide. Why? Because I'm a smart businessman and I'm letting everybody know how to.
And the way he did it too, she's like, Donald Trump doesn't want to tell you because he uses this provision. He's like, of course I do. Of course I do. He did. She thought he's going to stand there and be like, no, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, bitch, that's the. And that changed everything in history in this country. We finally had a person willing to say the truth to the people, because he's not a politician and he's a New Yorker. It doesn't get any more to your face like that, It really doesn't. Yesterday, somebody said, did you really call Tim Walz retarded? He's like, of course, he's a fucking retard. Look at him. We never had anybody like that in office. So a lot of America can't handle it. He shook this entire world. He shook the entire, not just the country, he shook the entire world.
He's fucking breaking. Listen, he is having globalized, showing people how to kneel and respect America again. My dude, you're buying a fucking Mercedes and you're paying less taxes than you're paying on an American car. How the fuck is that possible?
It's true. A lot of people that don't understand the economics of it, even the tariffs. Like, my brother bitches about it. He's like, and they tell me like, your fucking Trump did this. And I'm like, it's not my Trump. You got to understand though, he got to bring the glory back here.
Absolutely.
Because we cannot be dependent on our enemies. You got to do trade with them.
Plus,
but listen, at the end of the day, we're outsourcing everything.
You got to understand that we're paying for our grandparents' retirement and but somebody's going to have to pay for us. And there was about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, they did a study that our generation might not have any Social Security money to leave for us.
Correct. Nothing left.
Nothing left.
Yep.
So people who are very short-minding and they're thinking they're making money now, they're not thinking what the fuck is going to happen 30 years from now when they're going to be 65 and they're going to say, I'm fucking tired. I want to retire. Now they raised it to 68, I believe, the retirement age. What the fuck? People are having heart attacks. People that are working in Walmart just because of the insurances are waiting to be 68 to fucking retire. Because they turned 65 and they were supposed to retire. Now they got to do an additional 3 years. But people are becoming more, and I'm surprised. There's fucking audiobooks, there's books, there's this, that, and people are becoming more stupider. The world has opened up so much.
They're becoming dumber, and AI is
with
taking
it.
over, and it's a really big problem.
Another situation.
Yeah, because listen, Walmart, Tesla, these companies are all about every single quarter, they got to show earnings. People don't realize that. It goes by quarters. You have to show earnings. It doesn't matter if it's at an $18 billion valuation. If they're at 17.9 in that next quarter, that means they lost that money.
Correct.
So they're going to be cutting costs. They're going to be cutting people. And I'm telling you, it's going to get really scary. That's why it's very important to stay.
I agree.
What's up with
Stay in the know.
Mandany?
Mandany, listen, he's going to Allahu Akbar New York. I don't know.
Do you think it's gonna be enough time?
I don't think so. I don't think these 4 years is really going to do much damage.
It's not
we
about the
hope.
damage he's going to also do. It's about the people that are leaving. The people with money are leaving. Okay.
That's a.
This is a big thing that, you know.
Correct, and all
This
the,
is going to impact us. You know
Big
what I mean?
time.
It's just such a trickle.
How does Kamala feel about that? Let's see. She's gonna
I can't believe y'all voted that man. He's a radical. He want to, inshallah, all y'all off a roof. I wasn't even that bad. And y'all hired a jihadi to take over New York City. Y'all forgot 9/11.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
If Kamala would take office, how would your life be different?
It would become very, honestly, it depends on them. I feel like she would definitely try to silence me.
Really think so?
I think so. I think they would try to silence me, the Democrats. I mean, look, they shunned me in the media world, right? I was considered for SNL. I was the best in the game. I don't care what nobody says. I was the only one doing it witty. I was the only one doing it smart.
So they
meaning
reached out to you? And
SNL didn't reach out. I saw a piece about me in Vanity Fair.
Okay.
And I did like a New York Times piece, and I did all these pieces. They didn't even publish them because
Fucking way.
it's a liberal doing the interview, and they're like, "Oh, so you don't like
So you
Kamala?"
actually came out, and actually, these people came out from Vanity to.
I mean, Vanity Fair, they wrote about me, and they said there's 3 contenders for SNL, and they they shitted on me. They were just like, well, this one mocks Kamala Harris, so like SNL's not going to be, they're not going to do it. The whole thing is that whoever's supporting her. If you notice, like Maya Rudolph got an Emmy playing her. She didn't do nothing to play her.
Wow.
So it was such a sabotage moment. Like they were doing this for a long time. Look at what they were doing to Trump. When Trump was in office, they were making fun of him back to back. There were so many different Trumps that they showcased.
Yeah.
They didn't want any criticism of her. So the left, they really took over the media in that aspect. They didn't want nobody mocking her. So I was on my own in that aspect. Only conservative people were really reaching out to me, platforming me, talking about her, And if she would have gotten into office, first of all, I would have made a shit ton of money from the same people, the conservative movement or whatever. I would have been very busy. But I think that down the line, I mean, how successful would I be if like the world is burning? You know what I mean? Like
Correct,
I think that she would have been the biggest disaster. She's very radical for the country.
Yeah.
I agree.
It would have. I don't even know if we would be able to stay in this country with someone like that. But I would probably be the only person in America that would financially benefit, if I'm being honest with you. Very lucrative world. I mean, my phone was ringing off the hook. You remember, we were doing stuff over here, and I'm like, Boris, I don't know if I can have time to eat right now because my phone is blowing up. But it was a lot of lessons.
Anything actually passed? Like you said, you had interviews. Is that anything?
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of work with iHeartRadio. They loved it. And they don't care. A lot of these people, thank God, they don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. They're like, make fun of her and that's fine. We don't care about your opinions. Those are the professionals in the game. But some people won't platform you because I'm very unfiltered on my platform. Yeah. I've been even told to the point where like business-wise, this is going to hurt you because you're too much of like, there's no room to even like, for someone that likes her, they can follow you too because they like your impression, but you're so mean to the liberals that they're not going to, they're never going to follow you for entertainment. And I'm like, I don't care. I stay true to myself. The whole point is that, I mock her because of the hatred.
When you started mocking Mandany with her voice, any backlashes? Anybody tried to hush you or anything like any threats? Did you even have any threats ever while doing this?
Listen, liberals had, and this is like a fully transparent answer. Liberals have always threatened me because obviously I was challenging.
Just give me a rundown of 5 different threats that they threw that you got
threats.
scared.
I only got scared after October 7th because the threats before, they even seemed like bullshit. Like those people probably would shit themselves if they saw me in public, the people that were threatening me. So I never took it seriously. But after October 7th, I mean, I'm pretty vocal about my stance against the Islamification of the West, and they don't like that when they're not.
You're not the only one.
I'm not, but they will pinpoint someone with a big following, and of course I've gotten some serious threats, like we'll find out where you live. Don't think that this is going to go unnoticed. Just wait until Mandany gets in. I don't want to scare too many of the listeners, but you'd be surprised. The threats are part of it. The threats are part of it. I try not to antagonize any individual. I see people doing some stupid shit on social media too. They antagonize these people. They take screenshots of their faces. They show it to their followers like, oh, look, this person's threatening me, this, that. You're only inviting more garbage because where there's one of them, there's a million. So I try not to antagonize anyone individually specifically. I try not to make that much noise. But listen, it comes with the territory. There's nothing really I can do about that.
Anything serious that you sat down with the house, with your husband, does that?
No. The less he knows, the more he sleeps at night, honestly. He don't need to be, he always tells me, be careful. But I know, Dima, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
You find out through here, right?
It's okay. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen. Hashem is with me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not.
That is nice. So you said you read books here and there? You still read? Or
when I have time.
When you have time? What's your latest book?
We have this little every time before we finish or in the middle of the podcast, we ask for the younger generation, since they are becoming very stupid.
Yeah.
Grab a book.
Sadly, the last book that I had to kind of skim through was 107 Days because I was making content off on Kamala Harris's book. But that's the book that she wrote, 107 Days. But one book that I can recommend for your listeners is The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That's a great book. It's actually very, very good at mindfulness, especially when you're doing stuff like this. It really helps pinpoint and break down where your own inner weaknesses are and how people will get in and they try to get in your ear and they try to make noise, and you start, questioning yourself, and you start really, getting away from your own focus because you're afraid of what this might think. And there is a real true sense of success here that comes from your own confidence. And it has to be a real confidence, not a fake one. People can sense it. If there's any takeaway here, it's anything that you choose to do, you got to do it with a straight passion and confidence. And that goes for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And you have to be willing. A lot of people, if they don't have the passion, they're not willing to eat shit for it. You got to be willing to really get your ass kicked, maybe not bring in money that month. I stay up all hours of the night. I mean, people don't see the nitty gritty, but some people say, like, how do you have time for all of this? And you have 3 kids. I'm like, listen, it's not easy. I lose a lot of sleep. I don't watch TV. I don't socialize as often. I don't sit there with my girlfriends. Like, I have this rule. I don't even talk on the phone. If you don't have anything of substance to talk to me about, I don't have the time to sit there and listen to you. I just don't have it. Whether from morning to night, I don't have it.
So
Even
do you recommend Kamala's book?
No, absolutely not. Are you crazy?
Garbage?
No, I read it. I read it for...
No, I know, but anything smart over there or garbage?
No, it's all garbage.
She's a dumb fuck like she seems.
She's a disaster. Listen,
how the fuck people become? How did they get into this? Becoming in the government and all that.
That's one of the main reasons I got famous for saying how she got in on her knees. That's how she got in.
Ooh.
She knew exactly what she was doing. She slept her way to the top. This is very common knowledge. Judge Brown comes out. You ever hear how he talks about her? Oh my God, he came out and straight up obliterates her character. Because it's true. She really climbed up the ladder, and by doing that, and I looked at her record. This is not just empty talk. She did nothing. Not one piece of legislature passed in California when she was there. She was arresting people for, like, imagine, God forbid, somebody has a sick child and they have to miss a lot of days of school. I'm talking about chronically ill children, maybe with leukemia or something. Yeah. She put those kids' parents away.
Yeah.
She said, oh, you're missing too many days of school. Truancy, she introduced in California.
Truancy,
straight liberalism, like it's stupid what they're doing. And she is the epitome of DEI. This is why I feel like she failed that first time. But we have a lot of people just like her in this country, sadly, where they are not good at what they do. They maybe want to do the bare minimum. And it's like, oh, because I'm black, you have to give me a fair shot.
She's not fucking black.
She's Indian, she's Jamaican, she's whatever it is.
Whatever the fuck you want it to be that day.
Well, the Democrats do that. They pander a lot. So they're going to try to get her back in.
I don't read books.
Yo, you got to start fucking reading, man.
I do. But the problem is, as I read, I don't remember anything I read. So what is the point of me reading it? That's I do audiobooks, but...
Me too.
But that's about it. And I probably have to hear it a few times before
my
actually
ears are much more
sinks
talented.
in.
I'm not a.
No, I cannot do audiobooks at all.
I like
love it.
I like things. If I read a few paragraphs. Has to be straight to the point. I don't like this whole dragging
What?
situation.
Sometimes
not
you
my
need.
style.
Are you the same with movies?
Are you the motherfucker that's fucked?
No, I don't do that. No, I watch the movie.
hate it.
I enjoy the art.
Okay. So
When it comes down to movies.
the last, I'm also an audiobook fanatic. Since I know we were going to interview, I just wanted to know about very inspired women that passed through struggles and all that. So the last 2 books I read this week was Lady Death, which was one of the first somewhat of mid-general during World War II in Russia. She was a sniper. So crazy bitch. And really through at that time, there were no females allowed in the military. Cool book. She had a lot of mixed feelings from men that this was all propaganda, that she didn't really do it. So she wrote a book regarding how she went to that. And the last book that I just finished yesterday was Tina Turner's autobiography.
Wow.
I'm an autobiography fanatic. I don't like this whole like imaginary Harry Potter
Okay,
shit.
so you're
So-
not a nonfiction person. You're
Yeah, I like to hear people's struggles, how they reached and all that. So Tina's book is fucking amazing. That fucking woman went through shit, boy.
Yes.
Through shit, and what she fucking
really did.
accomplished.
Yeah.
She was successful for 20 years with a fucking zero amount of dollars in her pocket, bounced, recame, and became one of the most successful. She's like in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for
Yeah,
having the most
absolutely.
fucking pony legs and all that. She's a fucking rock star. So I definitely recommend for boys that or girls who are more into autobiography and that want to really know successful women before women were allowed to be successful is Lady Death, because she really she introduced the whole sniping situation and being a sniper before Russia even knew what
Wow.
the fuck that means. And Tina Turner is a up and down roller coaster, but she showed women, and she talks about it, that a lot of women write to her that she was one of the defining people that showed women that they doesn't matter what position they could be in,
100%.
that you could get out of it. and
She was in an
total-
abusive relationship
Yeah,
too.
big-
Yeah.
abusive, boy. That dude was stomping on her like so. Just for women, or it could go both ways. There's men being abused in relationships as well. It might
100%,
not be
yeah.
by hands, verbal abuse or whatever it is that, and nobody's ever stuck in a corner. And every corner and every box, you can always open a door.
Yep.
When we're gonna work on this? By
Set it up. I mean, it would have to be by summer or spring,
Okay.
but we
You're
would.
gonna be the headliner, and then we're gonna have everybody else, or you want to do a reenactment of like what's?
We should have multiple people
No,
involved.
obviously, but how do you want to do this? You want to do it as a debate, or just people come out to do comedy?
No, we're gonna do a whole show.
Whole show.
I think we should do a whole show.
We're doing this with
skit
Kaykov Media, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You
We
down
should
for
do
that?
it.
I'm always down with new ventures. I'm always down for new
I
ventures.
think it would be a fucking awesome.
He has yet to say no to something. I've always messaged Boris with any idea.
I'm down. I always say I'm down.
We can try it. You know, like let's try it. I'm down.
All right, B has your number. I think we should definitely keep a tap. And wait, I think July is or no. Let's.
You know, we actually she calls me up a few times. We've done many videos. Guys who has been under the influence. Heavy.
Yeah, I've
under
done
the
like
influence.
I did an interview here with someone anonymous. Like we put the camera at a different vantage point. You know, we changed their voice, and it was someone from the community, and they were able to give like a real telling, and that inspired somebody to actually come out and say, "Yo, I want to do it not anonymously, because I want to give people the courage to be like, yo, I think that was a great series, and a lot of people still watch it.
We got to do it.
You want to do that?
Yeah, why not? We can do more of that.
We gotta find people.
Let's do
Let's do
some-
the talent also. Why not? I'm ready to
Talent,
rock and roll.
I think
Talent would be-
that for a talent that you have, and by the way, I've been to plenty of fucking comedy shows. There's some fucking whack ass motherfuckers.
I know.
They're,
true.
So I think that we should definitely.
We have a lot of funny people in the community. We could
We
definitely
do.
do like a stand-up, just a show.
Yeah.
And we should say that it's, you know, we can make it
There
for.
could be many different things. We could support a foundation as well as bring out some younger talent. I'm sure you said you have a lot of people reaching out to you that are shattering you. I don't think you're the type that keeps it very. I think you're
No, I'm an
you
open
see-
book.
And I think that there could be local kosher or businesses that could have a stand.
They would absolutely support. I think that we have so many businesses here that would just
I
be
think
like,
that would
yeah.
be a fucking great idea.
We have a network.
do
We
it.
got to utilize.
All
I'm here.
So I think it would be a fucking cool idea, and I'm excited.
Anytime, because I lost my job last year. I don't know if y'all know. Yeah,
Where's all the money?
I lost $1 billion. That's more impressive than
How
losing
did
the
book
election.
do?
It's half off on Amazon. I don't know who approved that.
With a signature, without.
Without a signature.
Oh man. All right. Very well.
It was a pleasure, guys.
Likewise.
Anytime. It was a pleasure to meet you. Good
Thank you
luck
very
to you
much.
guys on your amazing venture. Honestly, I'm very happy for you guys.